Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first worldwide webinar presenting Album Epoca Life Stories project. I said worldwide not only because it is open to all English-speaking countries, but also because our guest speakers today will be professional photographers based in different parts of the world, so that we can offer you a bigger picture and at the same time give you different perspectives around this project and some practical examples. Specifically, here with us today, we will have Lori Nordstrom and Elissa Davidson from the US, Jeff&Sarah Oliver from the UK, William van der Bruggen from Germany, and Andrew Simpson from Canada. And here with me today, I want to present you, we also have our great sales managers, and let me just show them to you right now. Here they are, Jose Desares and Kathy Beagle for the US, Abbas Minaj for Canada, and Mauricio Morini, our business developer at Album Epoca, here with me in Italy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Deborah, for the introduction. Have a good meeting.
We're missing Kathy. Kathy, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'll share my webcam.
I can't see.
Can you see me?
Yes, now we can see. Okay.
Okay.
No, I was saying, first of all, I want to explain to all of you what is life stories. Well, it is a concept that was born a couple of months ago when we were still in the middle of the pandemic, a period when photographers could do less sessions or not at all. And our first thought was to wedding and event photographers whose work at the time had completely stopped and now has considerably slowed down. So our goal with this project was and is suggesting tips and ideas for the professional photographers to add more valuable services for their clients and find new business opportunities. Not only to compensate for the lost income of these months, but to make them profitable and maintain them as a regular service over time as a new source of income. Life Stories is not a brand new service, I'm not going to lie to you, it's nothing unprecedented, but it certainly is an opportunity to diversify your business by adding new services to your offering and thus creating lifetime memories for your clients and compensate for the lost income of these months. Because after all, as professional photographers, you're also image experts. So you can give value to photographs of the past by offering your clients to print their most precious images on quality products, to have a tangible and lasting memory of themselves and their loved ones. So why not offer your loyal clients or new potential ones a biography through images? You can reach out to your local clients who you've known for years and whose most important moments in their life have been photographed by you. You can ask them to send you their amateur photos, even though they're not technically perfect. Do some post-production and use your creativity to create a wonderful handmade product with memories that your clients will cherish forever. In the marketing materials section of Album Epoca reserved area, we've added an example of a customizable email that might help you offer a professional printing solution to your clients. But you can also contact entrepreneurs or local top managers for LinkedIn and offer them a visual biography of themselves or their company, printed on an event book, for example. A visual biography is also the perfect gift for celebrating the life of your loved ones, a family member like grandparents or parents for birthdays and anniversaries. Just think of telling the story of a family with a composition of frames or a collage of both new and old photographs in a panel to hang on the wall of your client's living room. So with this project, Album Epoca thought there are 8 good reasons why offering it. Because it's versatile, it has multiple applications with products that are already included in the Album Epoca offering. I'm thinking about wall art, matte prints, event books. It is promotional because it allows you to promote your business while giving you special offers for selected products. It's efficient. It's an opportunity for you to maximize your work and activities at a time when your income is low. And it's also loyalty building because it increases the opportunities of getting in touch with your existing clients. It is diversifying, suggesting more types of services you can offer, and not only in this period, but also on a regular basis in the future. It is stimulating because it helps you grow your business and increase your sales. And for your clients, it is fulfilling because they will get something special created with their own photographs. And this will also create empathy and strengthen your bond with them. But most importantly, it's memorable because your client will cherish the memory you created through your storytelling forever. So I don't want to dwell too long because I want you to hear all this and more practical ideas on how to apply this concept to your business from our special guests. So I will start from William van der Bruggen. I hope I'm actually pronouncing it well because he's German and I don't speak German. So I will show him right now to you and I will disappear in a few seconds. William?
Yep. Hello.
Hey. So William is a wedding and portrait photographer based in Germany who has a very interesting story he will share with us. So I don't want to do any spoilers. So William, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Deborah, for this opportunity. I have to admit I'm a little bit nervous because it's not my regular language to speak in. I'm actually born in Holland. And living in Germany for the last 10 years. I've made this presentation in 4 parts. I will have a short introduction from myself, then the importance of the project life stories, so I see that, and how I plug in this project in my common photography business. And the last part is the importance of a good business partner and a network to grow in your own business. I try to switch between some sheets and some live stuff what I have here. I hope you can see this. It's what I said. It's okay. So it's a short introduction, what I will do, then the importance of the project and the other things I already told. So my name is William. I have a photography business in Germany, Creative Pictures. I was born in the Netherlands and at the border of Belgium. And then I moved to Germany since 10 years ago. I started taking pictures in 1976. There I was 12 years young. I've got this first camera from my father and was taking pictures, and that's where the love with photography started. I took pictures of a wedding the first time in 1982, and that's also the year, a few months later, I started studying photography in Holland and graduated in 1987. I started my own business in 1991, stopped my own business, so I quit it in 2011. I will say a little bit about that in the last part. I started in 2017 again, because I think if you are infected with photography, you can't live without taking pictures. So these are actually some highlights of my life story. I think everyone has a life story. It's told with pictures, which we are capturing in albums. So it was for a couple of years ago, and that's why I come to the point why it is so important, this whole project, Life Stories. Shortly after the Second World War, photography became more and more interesting, became more and more available for a lot of people, because cameras simplified, were getting cheaper, the pictures were printed, people made an album of their highlights, like a birthday, a wedding, Christmas, first school day, holidays. Everything was captured on film, printed, and put in an album. And so we could share it with our family, relatives, friends, whatever. This whole collection, what I showed of album, is actually a life story of a whole family over decades, over generations, and it never stops. It started with a newborn. This newborn develops itself to a grown-up person and go married, and newborns are born again, and so it never stops. It's all time it's developing. There was a sort of problem, I think, for me. In 2000, there was a new millennium, a new epoch. Was also for photography. There started in a totally new time, and that was something I had some struggling with, because all the years in the past, from 1972, where I started taking pictures, until 2000, it was all printed. There was something magical about photography, and that disappeared for me. It disappeared a little bit with digital. Of course, there came new possibilities. It was easier to do something with your pictures in the light room, not in the dark room. So we that's true. But what also changed? What also changed it? And that's I want to share. Let's see. As not only the photography did change, but also the storage of all our pictures, of all our memories did change. Printing did lose its attention. The browsing in an album was taken over by swiping and scrolling to our iPhone or a computer instead. That was something for me as a photographer I had to struggle with. That was not. It was my job was not ended. They didn't want to have it printed. They just wanted the digital images, and that was it. I think that our customers are losing something. They are losing beautiful pictures, memorable pictures from their birthday, from holidays. It's all collected on mobile phones, on memory cards, on digital memories. They are losing their mobile phone. It's getting it's stolen. It's broken down. They forget passwords. There are several things that can happen when what causes they loses their pictures. And for us as a photographer, a main part of our job we are losing, not printing. We are becoming a sort of service provider where we should be an artist. So we are also losing a very important piece of our sales. And I think that's why it's so important, this project, is that we should make our customers aware of this loss. And we need to tell them they have to keep their life story alive. And with Life Story from Album Epoca, this project, we have a lot of possibilities to offer them what they need to keep these stories alive. There's a whole range of products like wall decoration, table decoration, or albums they can hold in their hand. And it's all of this is a piece of art in a handmade quality that they can expect from us as a professional photographer. Yet I will come, or now I will come to the main part of it, is how I am gonna plug in this life story project in my photography business. I think we all have our experiences during the last few months. We all learned how important our family is for us. Nearly all of us couldn't visit their relatives during this lockdown. Our family birthday parties were held online. We can't hug each other, we can't kiss each other, fall in each other's arms. And after this lockdown, I don't know it's how it is in the US and England, but here in Germany, it's getting better now. We can make some family shootings. And I think it's a perfect time to do family shootings now, because all of the people understand how important their family is. And it's our task to tell them how important it is, to make a memorable picture of this, of their families. What I'm doing is actually, I will ask, when I do a family shooting, I will ask the family members to bring 2 or 3 pictures with them, normal pictures from their life, highlights from their life story. Pictures which are memorable for them, which they can tell a story about it. And before the shooting, we meet, we sit around the table, and everyone has the opportunity to tell something about his pictures. So he tells about why this picture is so important for him. What is to see on these pictures, and so on. This enables me to be more emotional involved with his family. So I know who they are, which connection they have to each other, and I can tear the wall a little bit down, which exists between me and the family. I maybe know 1 or 2 of them, but I don't. Most of the time, I don't know the whole family. I know only a few members of them. So I think it's great to have a small talk with them about their life story until now. These pictures we also can use in for example, in an album. If we make a family album of it, of the new shooting, because after the small shed we have, we go in the studio or we go outside and we take pictures. And then this whole situation is a little bit more interesting. And I think if you want to make interesting pictures, you have to be interested in those we are picturing. So that's a little bit how I'm gonna do plug this project into my common photography now. You can make wall decoration out of it. You can make with the old pictures, with the new pictures. We can make a new life story about it. So you have so much possibilities with Album Epoca to make some products you can sell to them. So you are not only this service provider taking pictures and giving them digital images with which maybe some time get lost. You also can make real printed products, which makes us really, again, an artist. Which brings me to the last part of it. And that is how important it is to have a good business partner and network, how useful it is to grow in your business as a photographer. I think a good business partner enables you to make more profit out of your business and growing your sales. And this business partner has to understand what kind of products you can sell your customers to fulfill their wishes and their needs. He also has to know how to support you, so you can concentrate yourself on your photography business, and who also knows that your profit is as much as important as their own, because when we all make a good profit, so are they. This is the point what brings me back to 2011, where I quit photography. I was, like I told, I was struggling with a lot of problems in the photography. It's getting too much digital, too less products which I could sell. I was trying to find. I had some ideas, and but I couldn't make these ideas working because I didn't have the right support in it, and so I quit. But I couldn't live without it. I started again, and I started looking for a new partner who could help me with the sales of my products. And as I speak for myself, and I'm nearly 40 years in this business, I'm very happy I found this business partner in Italy, a country I knew from beautiful holidays, excellent wine, delicious pizza, amazing fashion, Dolce Vita, and since a few years, outstanding handmade albums and wall decorations. Because I think that's the only way you can get the last part selling and going into the business. So don't hesitate to take your own profit out of this project. Don't hesitate to make your clients aware of what they could do to hold their precious life story alive. And don't hesitate to make money. You have lost enough of them in the last few months. And now it's the time to take the chance and turn your sales into the right direction. And I'm wishing you all a lot of success with it. Yeah, that's a little bit what I wanted to tell.
I wanted to say thank you for sharing both your life story and your vision. And I will see you later for the for saying goodbye with everyone else. And okay. Bye for now.
I hope everyone understood it because it was a little bit difficult with the English, but that's okay.
No worries, it was good.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's the turn of Jeff&Sarah Oliver from Greenwich, London. Jeff and Sarah have been wedding photographers for years, and only recently Sarah has started to run her new maternity, family, and boudoir photography business. And today, Jeff and Sarah will address a specific aspect of the Life Stories project, the one related to school photos.
So, can you see? You can see our screen as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got the wrong screen.
There you go.
All right, we'll have to come on to that one. That's it. So, hey everyone. So, yeah, thanks for that introduction, Deborah. So, yes, we're Jeff and Sarah Oliver from London. Primarily, we're wedding photographers. But as Deborah said, Sarah started her family business just literally last year, back end of last year. So onto the Life Stories project. I think everyone's got a different life story. Everyone's got a different. It means something different to everybody. People have different events, different milestones, memories that are important to them and to be celebrated by them and remembered. And I think it's our job as photographers to capture those different events. Well, obviously over the last year that's been difficult. For those of you listening who are wedding photographers, you would have had particular struggles. It's been difficult for all of us, and we've had to kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit because of COVID and the things we can do. So Album Epoca kind of spoke to us about this Life Stories literally just 3 weeks ago, maybe even less than that, and it got us thinking about practically what we could do to kind of diversify. Like I said, Sarah's already been doing the family stuff, which is probably easier to do than the weddings right now, but we wanted something we could do here and now to serve our clients better, and the opportunity to do something different.
So basically we were thinking, right, what can we do? We know we've spoken to a lot of people, particularly school leavers, and school leavers, I don't know if it's the same in the rest of the world, but we leave school twice in the UK. We leave junior school to go up to high school, senior school, and then we leave senior school. Many moons ago we did it, but it's a big deal. It's a big milestone in people's lives. Normally you sign the school shirts, you have a big class photo, you have a leavers prom, you have a trip away, you have a school concert. This year, none of that has been able to take place. And speaking to some mums of children that are that age, they've just said the kids have had nothing this year, which is a real shame. So it kind of got us thinking, there's got to be something we can do here. We can't do the big school photograph of everyone all together. Social distancing just won't allow for that to happen, but there's got to be something that we can offer these kids. So they've got a record of their school class. They're leaving to go to another high school, or they're leaving school totally. They might not see those friends again, so it's nice for them to be able to look back and remember that point in their life and remember the school friends that they were with. So we want to give you some practical ideas about how we went about tackling this problem and coming up with a business solution that would not only give the children a memory to remember, but also to earn some money, because after all, that's what it's all about. So our idea, like I just said, we couldn't photograph all the children all together, so we knew we had to do individual portraits of these children. So we decided, right, we can't photograph them together, but we can create a collage or a poster or something like that that can all be printed so the children have that memory. So this would be ideal as wall art, a big poster, or even we thought other people could potentially do a book. We chose to do like a collage and a poster. So I'm going to walk you through kind of the steps we took, how we set it up, just so if you do want to put the idea into place, you've got some practical information that you can go away and use that. So first of all, set up a landing page on our website, totally specific to this, just so the parents could go on, register their details to say that they were interested in being in part of this. And then we used Flowdesk and Calendly to set up registration pages where we could collect the contact details of the parents, then email them out an email using Flowdesk, and then they could book their slot using Calendly. So it's all really seamless. It kind of took out all the kind of organising for us, because it was just a case of setting up these few emails and templates, and it kind of took care of itself. So once we had all the email addresses, everyone booked in their slot, and then we were able to go and take the photographs. Now, taking the photographs was probably really the easy bit of it. know our way around a camera. So like I said earlier, we did individual photographs just on a white backdrop. We did this all out in the open, so it was all abiding by social distancing rules. We didn't need to get close to the children and the parents. It was outside, so any chance of transmission of COVID was taken away. We just outlined in the emails that we were going to maintain social distance and what they were to do. There was a 10-minute slot for each child, so we shouldn't have a big group of children congregating. One would come, have their photo taken and be gone before the next one arrived. So we were just trying to stay as safe as we could so that we could do this right here and now, even with the current restrictions that we've got going on. So like I said, we took individual pictures of the children for the collage, for the wall art, for their class picture, but also so that they had a bit more for themselves, we took some individual portraits like the ones you can see on the screen right now, a little bit more environmental, and just a bit of a substitute for their normal class school picture. But by doing pictures like this, and obviously we only had a very small area to work in and a very small time frame, so we couldn't do anything too amazing and take them off to an amazing location. But taking pictures like this also kind of would give the parents that confidence that, oh, these photographers can take nice photos, and actually it might lead to future business where they might book us for a family shoot as well. So there's lots of kind of avenues going forward for this as well, hopefully. So and as well, although the individual picture on the white backdrop is great for the school collage, that overall school class picture, these pictures I think would be really good to be sold as prints or wall or desk frames, even matted prints. Each child probably ended up with about 10 individual pictures of themselves, so that could make a nice box of matted prints. So all of these are making for really nice memories for the children and for their parents to be able to remember their last years at junior school.
That was some of the products there. So hopefully as well, this will have a knock-on effect, like Sarah kind of touched on, for future business. And it was interesting because on the day Sarah was taking the brunt of these pictures, and I'm chatting to the parents. Some people would say that's the kind of standard way we work anyway. But while I was chatting to them, the number of them that said, is it just the one we get, or is there an opportunity to buy more? Yeah, of course there's an opportunity to buy more. And then a couple of them was asking as well about family shoots. So I think once they see these pictures, then there's a good opportunity there for different sorts of business. A couple of them also said about the traditional school photos that they'd had in the past, that are literally where they get a 30-second slot. There's no time taken, and they never buy prints of the school photos because of that, because they're pretty rubbish. But by taking that bit more time, we was able to get some lovely shots for them, and it gives them something to go forward with.
I think just taking a step back to like the products that can be offered, I think the overall class picture would lend itself really well to a nice bit of wall art, particularly a panel style wall art frame. And there's, like say, although we didn't decide to go down the event book route for this particular class and project, that's something you could do as well. You could do an event book with a different child on each page, so there's a little piece of writing about them and a few pictures, and I think that would be a really nice keepsake for parents as well. So there's lots of different avenues that you could take this down and be able to utilise the products that Album Epoca have got on display ready. And also what is really good is where you're selling to a whole entire class, you're hopefully going to be buying these event books in large numbers. And then you can take advantage of the discount that Album Epoca give you when you buy more than one. I think you get up to 50% off if you buy more than 100 copies. Now, it depends how many children you're going to photograph, but I mean that's the top discount. But there is smaller discounts as well, all on the promo bit of the website. So yeah, I think it's really good to be able to offer these products and make use of some of those discounts as well.
I just want to add, if you'd have asked me at the beginning of the year, how do you feel about photographing schools and school kids, I would have been running for the hills. That's just not what we do. That's just not our thing. So for you guys that generally photograph weddings, don't be scared of it. Like I say, I started off by saying that this was pitched to us kind of 3 weeks ago, and we did the final shoot on Thursday. We did 2 half days and 1 full day. But it was absolutely fine, so don't be scared of it. And it was a nice little earner.
Yeah, I'm hoping throughout the summer months we can replicate this for a few more schools up until, I think your window is quite small, so you've kind of got to act on this straight away, because obviously hopefully, all things being good, children in the UK should go back to their new schools in September. But I think there's a window of opportunity to do this over the next 2 months.
The guys listening over the States and the Canada, I know like the senior stuff and the school stuff is a big thing over there. Over here, less so. So for the UK photographers especially, there's some great opportunities here if you act quickly. These are 2 of the platforms we use to set this up. Flowdesk, automated emails. If it's something you're interested in, following that link gives you a 50% promo, and Calendly is just a booking thing. So links are there. But if you want any of those, feel free to email us or get in touch.
And I think that is it.
That's us.
Hopefully you found it helpful and you've got some practical information.
And sorry about the little mix up at the beginning.
No worries, that happens, you know.
Typical husband and wife team.
Me included, because it's the first time that I'm using the platform. Thank you, guys. That's a really nice idea. And by the way, for everyone else, if you're also interested in this idea and you want to do something similar, you can create a collage of the photos that the parents took of their children, for example, while they were studying from home. Also, that is something different. And in this case, I'd recommend you to go to Album Epoca website and check our AE Cloud Service section. It is our platform that allows you to either store your images for proofing or sell prints and canvases in a few simple steps. That are basically log into Album Epoca website with your credential, go to AE Cloud Services section, create a project on the dashboard and a code to access the photos. You choose the products you want to offer and their price. There can be prints or canvases. You upload the files of the photos that the parents have sent you, and share the access code with the parents or the parent reps. We can then forward it to those who are interested. The parents download the app and purchase the photo collage. Album Epoca gets the money, prints the photos, delivers them directly to the end client, and credits the money to your account. Simple, isn't it? Thank you, guys. Thank you again for your suggestions and your idea. And now I'd like to let Elissa Davidson speak. So I'll turn off your camera. Elissa is a wedding and portrait photographer based in Hudson Valley in the state of New York. But she says she's traveling wherever her work takes her. And she's actually specialized in lifestyle photography. Let me give you. She will tell us a little bit about what kind of service she's offering her clients, also in relation to this Life Stories project. Hi, Elissa.
Hi. You see me?
We can see. Not yet.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Got me now? Okay, great. All right. So, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. As Deborah said, my name is Elissa Davidson, and I've been in business for more than 18 years now. I've been doing weddings since 2000, actually, so unofficially 20 years. And over time, the weddings have turned into portraits and family portraits. And to be honest, initially, studio work and portrait work was absolutely not what I was interested in. And now it really has turned into a whole lifestyle for my studio and what we do. And I have wedding frames around me, as you could see. I have dozens of albums that I could share, and I won't. There's not enough time. But let me also share with you that I've been with Album Epoca since the spring of 2008, when they first came to this country. I believe it was the spring of 2008. I remember their opening party in Vegas. They have never failed to make me happy or to make my clients happy. The work is always spectacular and beautiful. And I think especially now, during the whole COVID experience and COVID-19 and the whole worldwide epidemic and pandemic and problem, I think Album Epoca's life stories fits more so now than ever before. I mean, more than anything, what we want is to have memories of our family and friends. So my personal experience during the downtime and having no work is to start collecting the photos that people have given to me over the years. I'm the photographer in the family, so everybody sends me all of their old photos of our family. So I have boxes of images. And so I'm currently shopping for, of course, an awesome high-end scanner. And that way I could then offer this option to my clients to make albums for them as well in the future. So I just want to share personally, when I have a client come into my studio, brand new, I share with them that I do lifestyle work. And on one wall I have engagement pictures, and on another wall I have wedding photos, and another wall I have family photos. And amongst the family photos, I have photos like this. Let me see without a glare. My grandparents, this is my mother's parents, and this is my father's parents. I think these are incredibly important to share because in the day of negatives, which is, 1930s, 1934, not even that long ago, but for my grandparents is also my father's parents, a pose that I copy from my clients. These photos wouldn't exist if they weren't printed. So I tell my clients this: if you don't print anything from what we shoot, you don't order anything, we're not going to have this to pass down to our family. This is essential. I don't know what I would do without these photos in my life. And then I have this one, which when I was studying photography in college, this is my father's parents here, and this was them around the time of their 50th anniversary. Really important images. And I think the great majority of people out there feel the same way about their family and collecting images. So when I was a kid, I remember my dad taking photos of everybody, and he had a really good eye, and that inspired me when I was young. And I heard William sharing about his first camera at 12. Well, I would take my dad's camera, and I had a little point and shoot camera. And then in high school, he finally bought me my own. And I remember that as a pivotal moment in studying photography. And my mom used to put all the photos in albums for us. And so we do have tons of books of photos. And out of that, when my mom turned 60 years ago, I created a scrapbook style album for her of her whole life, of her parents, of her grandparents, of her siblings, of her summer vacations. I was able to get all these photos and recreate them and put them together in an album for her. But now digitally, think of how much easier it will be to create a book for your clients. I think it's just an incredible opportunity. Let's see, hold on one second, I'm sorry. My love of photography turned into a business 20 years ago when I shot a wedding for a friend. I was working as a therapist, and I was doing weddings for people I knew. I know we all hate those people who have their friends do weddings. I was one of them. That's how I started. And the photos were really good, and she shared them with a friend, and 4 weddings came out of that in 2000. And by 2002, I established my name. I left the therapeutic practice, and I never looked back. So for the last 18 years, it's been just photography in my life. So I'm really blessed to have some clients with me for a very long time. I'm going to share with you. So I'll start with kind of backwards. Nope, I'm going to start the right way. So engagement photos. This is a product from Album Epoca that I'm in love with. This is metal and it's hung easily. It has wood on the back. And I am a little obsessed with the velvet paper. It is so luscious. I really can't even. Most of my stuff in here is the velvet paper. And then here's another engagement image. And this obviously is acrylic. And I'm showing you different sizes just so that you could see, you can have something small and elegant like this. You could have something large and elegant like this large frame wedding photo behind me. Or you could have, again, a small petite wedding photo. So those were engagement photos. These are wedding photos. All frames are from Album Epoca. And then I extended that. This is obviously a maternity session. And this is a solid wood frame with a velvet print that these sell themselves. I know I'm completely doing a commercial here for Album Epoca, but I love what they do. I think this is so important that we have these frames on the wall for our clients. So maternity shoot, and if you see this online, these are the most amazing baby pictures. I love the baby frames. I'm madly in love with this little guy. He is number 4. He has 3 older sisters, and I just love it when they come here. They're all so sweet. I did their parents' wedding many years ago. The oldest is now 12, and these guys don't come that often. They come like every other year. But I have several sets of twins, which is pretty incredible. I have one set that's going to be 11 this year. I've been working with their parents since 2006 for their engagement session, and their wedding was 2008. And been photographing the kids since they're born. And this, I'll share it whether I want to or not. I feel kind of dated by sharing this, but this is the daughter of a young woman who's sweet 16 I photographed. That's crazy. This is the most adorable baby ever. And now this young woman is in her 20s, and she has a family, and she's having more kids soon. And so it's just really, everything comes full circle. It's really pretty incredible. I am currently working on a book for a young girl who is going to be 10 on July 2nd. Her parents' anniversary is July 1st. They are married 14 years, and I've stayed in touch with them. And initially, I was seeing the family every 3 or 4 months. They came to me frequently at the very beginning. And now, since their daughter started school, they come twice a year, once for her birthday and once for the holidays. And so we are creating a 10-year book from all the photos we've done since the maternity shoot. And that will be a gift for their daughter for Christmas this year, which is really super special. So I'm going to use that book as a model for other families. Since I've become digital, I have all of the images I've ever shot. I have a gazillion hard drives, and I have access to all the files. So I'm able to go back and look up all the old images I've shot for my clients and put something together for them just from the sessions we've done together. This fall, let me just share, this fall, with the lack of weddings and unexpectedly many open weekends, I plan on doing days of family sessions. I have 2.5 acres of property. That is my preferred studio space. So I'm developing little spots everywhere. So depending on the time of day and the lighting, I can move the people around my property, and then they can come inside and see all the amazing frames. And we took a family trip to Italy in February. Yes, we did. We just missed everything, came back early March. And I'm going to put together a book this week from that trip, waiting on one of my sister's photos. And I'm going to share that. I will be sharing, I have a book, one more thing to share. This is a first birthday book for a little boy I did from birth to his first birthday. And it has the book inside and then his name on the outside. These are amazing products, so I will be sharing them more and more. And I can't, again, understate, there's no way to say enough times how important it is to have albums, to put your stuff together so that you have it and you could share it. It's easier, I think. Well, I love the wall pieces, but even more so the books. You can have a million books easier than wall space, but I want to do both. So that's what my project is for the fall. And I'm excited to start moving more products. I will be ordering some panels and canvases for the studio so I could show the full array of products that Album Epoca offers. And I can't thank the Epoca staff enough for the work that they do, for the quality, for their quick service, for their response time. And honestly, there is literally no other company I would ever want to work with. So thank you for asking me to be here today. And I think that's all I have to say. So thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Elissa. I think I'll have to speak with my boss to hire you for our commercials.
Seriously.
Thank you very much for your nice words. Thank you. So we're now going to hear from Album Epoca ambassador Lori Nordstrom. So let me find her here. And oh, here you are. Great. I mean, I bet everyone knows Lori Nordstrom. She's a world-renowned baby and children photography and now also business owner, coach, and mentor for creative women in business at Simply Blessed Life. I don't want to say anything else. I'll hand you over to Lori.
Thanks, Deborah. Can you see my screen?
We can, yes.
Okay. I'm not going to quite go there yet, but I wanted to make sure it was up so that I could show just a couple of album threads. But thank you. Thanks for introducing me and thanks for having me. I could piggyback on a lot of what Elissa said. In fact, we were at that same Vegas party when Album Epoca made their US kind of debut with all their beautiful album covers and really made a splash in the US at that time. So I was there, and then also to piggyback on what Elissa said is just really thinking about the importance of prints. And I know that as professional photographers, we're all taught that, but we also still all battle that every single day, that people just want digital files, or that's this perception that we have. And so just want to share a little bit about that, about that client that comes to you that has this idea that I only want digital files, or that's the first question that we get, how much are your digital files? And just some language around that. One of the first questions that I like to ask people when they ask me how much are your digital files, or tell me what your digital packages are, one of the first questions that I want to ask them is, do you mind telling me what you plan on doing with your digital files? And I will tell you that even today, I went digital very early on. I went digital in 2000 after just a few years of shooting negatives and back in the old traditional way. But I went digital really early on, and at that time, you know, even at that time, it wasn't such the battle that we have today, where everybody wants their digital files because that's just what they're used to and that's what we know. And so even today, in 2020, what people really want from their digital files is the ability to share them. That's what we all do. We're all sharing our lives all day long, every day, down to the food we eat. We're sharing online, and that's really what they want. And so that's going to be, I know that's the answer that I get most, and that's probably going to be the answer that you get most as well. So that's a really important question to ask people is, what do you plan on doing with your digital files? And when they let you know, well, I want to share them, or I want to have them, whatever their answer is, you know what, I want to make sure that you are able to do that, that you can share them, and I'm going to help you do that. But what I really want to do for you is concentrate on something that you are going to see and enjoy every single day from this special time in your family's life, in your baby's life, in your high school senior, or as William called them, leavers. I haven't heard that before. That was fun. We call them high school seniors here in the States, but I don't know. I might have a leaver line. I love creating new product lines, which is one of the reasons I love the Life Stories line. It's a whole new product line that we can create. But anyway, wherever you are in your life cycle and your life story, is so important, and you're coming to a professional photographer for a reason. Now I want to help you to create something that you're going to be able to see and enjoy every single day from here and moving forward, and be able to pass down to the next generation. So just some language around that I think is really important, that we are moving the focus away from those digital files to these prints and products that are so important for not only this generation, but like Elissa shared, for the next generation to come. She's got those wedding portraits and those portraits of her parents and the grandparents, and these are so important to our family and to the history of our family. So let's make sure that we get things printed. And then another thing that I want to just say along this line is that as higher end photographers, which probably the majority of people that are listening here are on the high end or want to go that way. And as high end photographers, we are always, it doesn't matter when, where, how the world around us looks, we are full service businesses. We have to offer more than just taking pretty pictures, because anybody can do that these days. We have to offer a full service. And so these products that we have to offer are part of that full service experience that we have to offer our clients. And one of the things that has always been really important to me is that my clients think about me and think about my business at different stages in their life. And so years ago, and here's where I'll start to show you this album. Years ago, I was working with a client, and actually right before this album, I was working with a client, and she was bedridden during her maternity, and she had scheduled maternity portraits and wanted to do those portraits so badly. And maternity was something that I included in the baby's first year album, and she was going to miss out on that. And she called me, and she was just devastated that she wasn't going to be able to have those moments captured because she was stuck in bed. And one of the things that I told her or asked her at the time was, have you been journaling during your pregnancy? And she said, oh, absolutely. I've got pages and pages of journals and just letters to this child. And I said, would you trust me enough to share those with me? And she said, of course I will. I would love to share that with you. Well, what I ended up doing was, through this baby's first year album, I incorporated lots of moms journaling. And I had that. This was back in 2000. This was actually a book that I competed back in the day. It was called Little Sister Sylvie. And so it was one of the books that kind of put me on this path of making sure that I included personal things into my client's album. And I really feel like this is something that is really important that we can do, but that we can continue to do. But how important is it right now? How many photographers did we hear, I'm not able to shoot these graduation portraits, these lever portraits? How many people did we hear that said, I photograph newborns during baby's first 10 days and I can't do this, like it's ruined, it's over. We heard this over and over. We can't celebrate weddings, we can't do all these things. How important is it right now that, and who knows what's going to happen in our future, but that we have these relationships with these clients, that they trust us with their personal memories, not just the ones that we have photographed, but the personal memories that they have taken snapshots of, that they have written about, they've journaled about, they've shared letters around. So be thinking about all the different ways that you can incorporate these personal milestones. One of the things that I've been doing with my newborn clients over COVID was to call moms and say, I know that, this is during this time that we can't get together and can't photograph your baby like we planned. But what I want to do is I want to coach you through making sure that you're getting the right snapshots each and every day while you're home. And I'm going to go through those and select the best ones, the ones that are going to tell the story best. This is part of their story. They're stuck at home. It's part of 2020. And why shouldn't we remember this? It's just as important to this baby's life, to this high school graduate's life. I want to have those memories from you, and I'm just having my clients Dropbox me a whole folder of images of all their snapshots, and I'm going through them and still telling their stories. So same thing with high school graduates. They've missed out on so much, But here in the States, we photograph our high school seniors the summer before their senior year. So we've already photographed their formal senior portraits, if you want to call them formal, whatever. But their senior portraits from their session, we already photographed those last year. Now what we're missing out on are the graduation parties and all their events. Like William mentioned, their proms, their and I think Jeff and Sarah mentioned all these different things that they get to do, we're missing out on. But why shouldn't we still take all those memories from them, take their words, take their snapshots, take their memories and images, even if it's just life at home, and then add those together with their senior portraits to create their albums, to tell that story of 2020, of what it looked like. So, so going back to this, I want to just share with you, this isn't the Little Sister Sylvie book, but this was another client who had booked a first year session with me, or their first year collection with me, and then called me after just even right before, I think right before the baby was born. She called me and she's like, I know we've already booked this first year with you, but we just found out that we are going to be hitting the road after the baby is just a few weeks old, and we're going to be traveling for the entire year. And of course, we'll be back at different times to visit with family, but we're going to be on the road quite a bit. And so, you know, I just wanted to know what that would look like, if we could maybe extend what we've paid down so far into next year. And you guys, instead of saying, oh, sure, and of course I would have, but instead of saying, you know, oh, sure, we'll just put that off until next year, I told them, you know, what you've put a deposit down is your baby's first year album. So what I would like to help you do is to create little memories along the way, and I will still combine those for you and compile those for you into her first year album. How does that sound? Let's work together on this. And so I was able to keep that client through the first year. I'd already photographed this client's wedding. Now it was this baby's first year, and then I have photographed babies beyond this. But so just to kind of flip through, I guess I should take this full screen here. Of course, ultrasounds we can include. The grandfather was actually the baby's doctor, and so they snapped these images there at the hospital. Again, just incorporating their own images here, and a lot of times I'll put scrapbook edges or kind of more like a Polaroid look around them in the album, but incorporating some of these things. Now I took these images moving forward, but then these were snapshots from home or on the road, as it would be. Again, I was able to be with them for 6 months, but then and those are my images as well. But then this was just something that mom had written, and it's all the things that made the baby giggle and smile. So it's everything from, you know, books, popsicles, the dog, flowers. She's got all these things just written here, and this is mom's handwriting, a piece of paper that she gave me that she had sketched on, and I just scanned it and put it in her album. So moving on and going through, now these are snapshots from baby's first year that I took in, and I did my artwork too, and you know, hand tinted the balloons and kind of did what I would normally do. But these are snapshots, but I was able to include them for them and kind of coach them through them because they were on the road. So just wanted to give you just kind of some of those ideas how we can incorporate some things. This is another baby album. Again, snapshots at the hospital. The grandfather had passed away, so they had a snapshot there at the graveside included there. They wanted to include in their album their namesake, so those old photographs again. These are snapshots from another hospital, the little baby footprint, the ultrasounds, all things that we can scan. This is from another album. This was from the first year session, but the grandpa had written a little song to the child, and so I scanned that and put it in. Little poem. That's that same one. Okay, and now I'm going to go to switch gears to high school seniors. So this is a high school senior front and back of her album, and this is a guest book. And for the guest book, I have included snapshots. So she sent me snapshots. We've got in here some fun things like Delaney's playlist. Here again, just snapshots from her senior year. And then of course these are my images, so they're mixed in, and I'm not showing you all the pages here, but just so you can get an idea of how we can incorporate the images that we've already taken. These are my images again, and then we've got snapshots. So it's and again, you're seeing a guest book, so we've got blank places for her guests to write little notes in at the parties and that kind of thing. But just wanted to give you an idea of this was her best friend through high school, and she wrote her a little memory over here on the right, and then she's got her images there on the left, just snapshots. So we're incorporating all these things that are important to our high school seniors. This is another one, and this isn't the parents writing, but this is a letter from mom, this is a letter from dad, and these were included in her senior album. So just kind of want to just give you some different ideas of incorporating those personal things. And then this was a special project that I got to be a part of. This was a couple that came in for, I think it was their 50th wedding anniversary, that their kids had gotten them a gift of a session. And they came in and they were adorable, but weren't real comfortable with having their pictures taken. And of course, by the end, they were fantastic. But what happened was, as I got to know them and started asking them questions about when they'd been photographed in the past and kind of who they were, we started talking about this project of bringing these images together in a storybook. And again, I'm not going to show you all the pages, but just so you can get an idea of this, of taking people's stories. That's what we are. We are storytellers. And so just listening to their stories and then telling them, you know, I want to be able to help you share that, help you pass that down, and telling their stories. And so their story begins there in writing, and then of course in images, goes on. This is the story of this grandmother and who she is. So cute, right? These pictures from so long ago. And then who he was, and then how they met and who they were as they grew up, and their professions. You know, kind of, he was a pilot. And it tells the story of their life, and it goes into when they started having children and what that looked like, kids as they grew up. And then there are lots more pages in this album, but just to give you the idea. And then this was part of their session that I got to do with them. And as I got to know them and asking them questions and talking about this project. So these are things that even the name Life Stories, Album Epoca has given us this gift of a product line that just the name of that, I hope that gives you lots and lots of ideas of how we as storytellers can tell people's stories, tell those life stories. And if that could even be a product line for you in your business, is just another stream of revenue. So I get pretty excited about those things anytime I want to bring something new into my business. Not sure how I can stop my screen share here, but maybe just clicking out of it. Nope. I just pulled all those slides in there this morning, so it's actually wanting me to save that.
You should have, sorry, Lori, you should have a button at the top right of your screen.
Oh, I was actually sharing my whole entire screen, wasn't I?
No, yes.
Let's see. There we go. Stop. Okay.
Great.
That worked? All right. So just, I hope through everyone so far that's talked today, you've just got some ideas about some different things. And what I was about to say was, anytime I bring something new into my business, I always like to consider a new product line. It doesn't have to be anything grand or major like this might be for you. But I like to think about it as a new product line so that I can look at it differently and create new ideas and new marketing for it, and just new experiences in the way we are presenting and marketing it, talking about it to our clients. And I think this is just such a huge opportunity for us. And always when we go through something that feels painful, like the pandemic was and still is for many. But anytime we go through something that's stressful like that, it's important to look for opportunity And looking for opportunity is very different from being an opportunist. And that's not what I'm suggesting, but I'm suggesting to look for the possibility and what's available to you, and just even the people that you can connect with back with. And maybe you lost an opportunity with a client. Maybe it was a wedding that they had to do a quickie justice of the peace wedding, and they didn't get to have their big, huge wedding. Contact those people and let them know, you know, this is still your story. Let me help you tell it. Get those images from them, get those snapshots and whatever was done on the day with the justice of the peace maybe and one witness or whatever that looks like. Tell that story and then tell them, you know, let's now create a session for what your love looks like 6 months later or a year later, or whenever it is that you have the opportunity to photograph them again. And that can be added into that experience, into the album, into the final product. So look for the possibilities and what's available to you and how you can incorporate those personal experiences, items, and snapshots into the work that you create for your clients. That's all.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for your precious tips and for sharing your own experience in your business. You gave us a lot of food for thought, I have to say. So there's a lot to work on, I think, for everyone. I mean, for the other speakers also maybe, and for all the people who are seeing us today. So goodbye for now. I will just show you again at the end for the last goodbye. Okay. And finally, as our last speaker, we have Andrew Simpson, who has over 40 years of experience in photography in the Fraser Valley, British Columbia, and works with his wife, Erlene, and son, Andrew William, too. So, Andrew, here you are. It's your turn to tell us a little bit of, you know, your idea of life stories and the value of storytelling for you. Just not yet.
Just me. Is that better?
Not yet. No.
How's that?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to show anything. I'm not at home right now, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to be on here. I bought my business. I'd worked in photography before, but I bought my business in 1975. That's the short version. I know that after being in business as long as I have been, like everybody, I know that the things that you need the most in life is when you meet your client, they have to learn to know you first, then they have to like you, and then they have to trust you before they will do anything with you. And that brings me to wedding photography and the photography that I've done over the years. Now, I know that this year weddings will be a lot smaller than normal, but this is a great opportunity to do what I've done for years, and that is to invite everybody, especially the couple. We have always, let me go back just a bit. We've always taken photographs of the engagement photograph, and that's kind of included in our wedding packages or sessions that we would do. So we do engagement photograph, and then we also always invited both sides of the family to have a family portrait done at the same time. Now, where I see life stories beginning to take shape is if you bring the couple in. We've always taken the engagement photographs, and then at the reception we'd show a slideshow which was called the love story. But if you take that and change it to life story, you could sit down with each couple and talk to them about how they met. And today at a reception, of course, they show photographs of their life as they grew up from babies, and they're going through all those photographs and pulling them out for that. So what if you take those photographs, combine them with your photographs, and then when you do the book that they're going to sign on, which would be like this, then what if you incorporate the photographs of their story, in other words, his story and her story, into this book. Now, I bill myself as a wall portrait artist. I bill myself as we create wall portraits and we create art books. That has taken away from people just asking for the digital files, And the other thing that I tell them right up front is that I am not a do-it-yourself photographer. In other words, we're full service from the time we do the consultation, which we would do with a wedding or a family. So we're full service. In fact, we even go so far as to go to their homes and install their photographs on the wall. So we will hang them for them, arrange them if it's a wall cluster and that. So we take the time to do that for them. That brings us to, again, getting to know them, which, like William said, you get them to bring in some family portraits of themselves, or if it's an engagement, which I'm speaking on mainly, they'll bring those photographs in and they'll show them their photographs. They tell their story. That's getting to know them. The more that I'm interested in them and show interest in their family and in their wedding and what's going to happen, so the more questions I ask them and the more they answer, they will get to like me. And because they get to like me, then they'll get to trust me. So if you think of in mind with life stories, know, like, trust. And it has to be in that order always. Now it's like, just to make it a little humorous, it would be like a guy going into a bar, seeing a beautiful woman, walking up to her, popping open an engagement box and saying, "Here's a ring, would you marry me?" No, because she doesn't know him. She doesn't even like him at that point, and she doesn't trust him. So I think the most important thing in life is to know, like, trust. Why do I use Album Epoca? Simply this: I know them, I like them, I trust them. And it's the same thing in my own business. I make sure that I have that. They know me, they like me, they trust me. I said that quite quickly because I know we're short on time today. I hope that that kind of wraps it up. And if there's any other questions at any time, feel free to send me a message. I'm also a part of a group called Photo Coach Online, Photo Coach International. If you look that up, I'm with Andre Amiot, and we have different things. So you could write your questions into there and we try to answer them for you. That's all I have to say. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I've learned a lot today, as well as hopefully I've shared something that somebody else can take. But Lori, great. I learned something from you. And of course, William, you were excellent as well. Thank you so much. And so the rest of you were as well. Just those two really clicked with a new idea for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your nice word, and also for this last precious piece of advice. Yeah, wait a sec. Thank you. So, if you were inspired by our ambassadors and testimonials and longtime customers to start put this life stories project into practice, I suggest you go to albumepoca.com/en and check out our life stories section, as well as our blog, to read more about this concept. I'll leave you with a last piece of info for you. As I briefly mentioned at the beginning, Album Epoca is supporting you in this project with dedicated promos that you will find in the promotion sections of your reserved area. But I'll give you a sneak peek. We give you 20% off all wall and table decor products until the end of the year with voucher frame 20. It keeps doing this. Okay. $20, pounds, or euros discount, depending on where you're based, until the end of July with voucher guide decor. A 35% off matte prints until the end of the year again. And also a 20% off the event books, who both Lori and Andrew showed, and also Elissa before, if ordered with a wall and table decor product, which will also be discounted by 20%, only if ordered as a pack. So a lot of things to check on our website. I will share my screen now. Yes. And I want to show everyone else once again, just to say goodbye and thank you to everyone who spoke today and shared their experiences with us. Ooh. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, everyone did a great job.
Yes, absolutely. I was amazed. Okay, who's missing? William and Andrew here. I want to see the 6 of you.
Just Andrew.
Okay.
Aha.
Right, sorry, I was checking if everyone was here. Well, thank you very much again to all of you for, as I said, for sharing your experiences. It was great hearing from you and having you all here. Thanks to all the photographers who were here with us today. And if you're not registered with Album Epoca yet, what are you waiting for? Go to albumepoca.com/Yan to find out more about our products and services and about this amazing life stories project, who has a lot of ideas for us. Thank you, guys.